Hi everybody, Ben here from Art Less Ordinary. So tonight I'm going to do another waterfall pour. So the colours I have, I'm going to use a bunch of colours again. I like having a bit of a rainbow colour. So I've got light purple, turquoise, phthalo blue, magenta, medium red, no, brilliant red and medium yellow. And I got some black and white, but not quite sure where I'm going to put the black and white because I don't like adding a lot of the white's not so bad, but I don't like adding a lot of black because it can be a little bit demanding. It overpowers things a little bit. So today's been a little bit of an exhausting day, so I thought I would do something a little bit easy for me because these paints are already made up. All of these are marte paints made up in 70% floetrol, 30% water. And that's all. No silicone, no anything else added. So I'm going to go here, 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 and then go back again. So I'm hoping to have these colours at the beginning and the end, and the warmer, sort of the cooler colours beginning and end, and the warmer colours in the middle. And I'm really not going to use much black or white. They're just going to be a little bit of fillers here and there. So it's just a matter of squirting some paint in. Maybe a tiny bit more. So what I do is I just squirt it onto the side of the cup so it runs down. So they kind of are a little bit layered. And there's no set amount. I try to do it roughly even. It's kind of a bit of a squirt. It's hard to explain really. I should measure how much one of my average squirts is on this, so you have a rough idea of how much is going in there. So I needed the yellow to be in the middle because it's one of the colours I have the least of. Yeah, so because that was nearly empty, I knew I was going to end up getting close to running out. So I'm going to put a tad of black there, but just a tad. And then I might go a tad of white. So I roughly need this cup to be probably close to full. Doesn't have to be completely full, but close to would make it so I know it would cover the canvas a bit easier. So that's nearly enough. Might add a tad more black and then a tad more purple, and that's probably about enough there. So that's the only issues, because I wanted to go that way then back again. I didn't quite have enough by the time I got back, so I had to put a little bit of extra of the purple in at the end. Maybe if I had to put a little bit more black and white, or any black and white in the first row of colours that I did, because I didn't really put any in the first lot of squirts. I did only the second lot. So I'm going to put these back away, otherwise they will get knocked over and get in the way, as they do. I just have a tub where I keep these ones all stored. I might actually keep the white out in case I feel that I'm going to run out of space, like it's not going to go over the edges. I can just use a little bit as a to fill. Oh, I didn't put my second light on. There we go. That's more light. Sorry about that, everyone. Heaps better. And because the colours are already in the cup, I can't put them back in their bottles and show you how I did it. But that's how it goes. So I'm going to do a slight, I don't think I want to jiggle back and forth. I think I want to jiggle side to side. Sometimes you just do a slight different jiggle action or motion and it will give you a different result. So I would like to go side to side. I think it's a little bit more comfortable for me tonight. It has been a very long day. And I haven't got it on a huge slope either, because I noticed I kept having it on too much of a slope where it was running down a little bit too fast. I'm hoping this will be a little bit slower. So I'm going to pinch that side so it's a little bit easier for the paint to come out. So I'm just going back and forth, probably about an inch, maybe a little bit less. So because this doesn't have a base coat, the paint's going to roll over the top of itself. So you do lose a bunch of colours where this end, sorry, I got to do the same actions with both hands. This end rolls over itself. I stopped because I had to do a different thing with my hand. So because it rolls over itself, you end up losing that colour ends up going underneath the other colours. So with this, it's just a matter of keeping steady. Luckily I can see that bit where I stopped hasn't actually messed up anything. It's moving a lot more evenly this time, not so fast. Last time, the other times it was just a little bit fast. It was hard to keep up with it. So I'm getting closer to the bottom of the cup. Probably slow my zigzags down. And yep, oops. So you try to stop it before it actually gets to a drip. So you want to stop it as it's at the end of the flow and before it starts to drip, because then you will get a slight messed up little pattern. But hopefully that will get poured off. So as you can see, the colours that were at the beginning of the cup have all gone, and now even a lot of the red is actually disappearing, which was right in the middle of the cup. So I am going to take that off. So it must have been on a slight angle, but that's okay. So we've got some pretty cool lines going in here. So again, I'm just rolling it over. So I'm losing quite a lot of the red. If I had to put a base coat on this, that would have stopped that from happening. I'm going to quickly go over this corner because I need to... Yeah. Okay, so I've gone over. I want to fix up this corner while I can. Sorry about my head being in the way. At least I had a haircut, so it doesn't look as bad. So this is where I think I'm going to have to use some of this white. So I'm just going to put the white on the edge, just like that. So I can tilt over, and the paint's going to glide across it instead of rolling over itself. Yeah, see how that just smoothly went over. Okay. And I'm bringing it down. So I'm going to spin this around. I think I probably should have put a base coat on, because even now to get all of this over the edges, I'm going to lose a bit of the colouring. So let's just put this across. Let that settle for a second. So this got some pretty cool lines. I really love how the turquoise interacts with the other colours. A little bit of muddiness in a couple of pots. It's not really muddy, it's just there's a couple of colours that have mixed which have made a different colour effect. So I'm going to try and do this bottom darker corner. Because I don't want to lose too much of that red. That's the colour I really want. Come on, paint, you can go over without making me lose my red, please. Yeah. So now I'm just bringing it back. And now I'm going to go over this way. Tilt it a little bit more because it seems to be a little bit... Okay, there we go. It's touching the white and now it's moving over a lot easier. I'm really worried I'm going to lose too much of this red tone, so I need to put paint there. And spin it back around. Whoops, that wasn't a very good stable move. So now I need more red, more blue, and maybe a little bit less of this purple. So I'm trying to bring it down evenly at the same time, so I'm not making too many wavy lines. So if I just hold it this direction, the lines are slightly altering, but not terribly. And then maybe we'll see how it goes. If it looks like it's going to change the pattern too much, I'm going to stop. It is, but do you know what? I've got a lot of that purple off, which was what was I just found there was a little bit too much of the purple there. So I'm a bit more happier now that I've managed to fill out the colours more. so the canvas is a little bit more even with its colouring. So before there was a lot of the light purple and not so much of these other colours. When now that I've pushed it back that way, I brought these colours out and got rid of a bit of that excess colour there. I don't think I can tilt too much more without altering the shape. So as we can see over here, we get a slight little bend in the shape. If I try to tilt it more, if I tilt it this way, that pattern will come more into the middle, when I don't really want that to come into the middle. Here we have mixtures of colours. We're doing the jiggle back and forth, the colours kind of blend in the cup a little bit, but they're not excessively, they're not really muddy, they're just a little bit blended. But yeah, that's probably it. I was really expecting to have kind of a 3-part, so I have the red more in the middle and the blues and purples either end. But because I didn't have anything on the canvas as a base coat, the paint just kept rolling. So as it moves along, it rolls over itself, and you end up getting that end colour go underneath while the other colours keep moving over the top. So as that happens, you end up losing part of it. So I could have probably covered it in a very thin base of white and it would have smoothed over a bit easier. But you get different effects by doing different things, and I'm still enjoying this. I still like this effect. It's just wasn't what I had planned in my head at the start, but it's been a long day and my head's a little bit frazzled, so my plans don't always come to fruition, or whatever the word is. I really shouldn't use words I don't quite exactly know the meaning to. I think I know the meaning, but I'm not sure. So here we go. Virtually, it's just a matter of scraping the edges, like I have always said. Do it to every art piece, whether you think it needs it or not, because you need it. You need to have that mentality so you don't forget how to do it. Did I get those? No, I'm missing a few drips. That's a bit better. I was holding it on a slightly wrong angle. So I'll just make sure I've done all 4 with the right angle. Yeah, that's better. Excellent. So that's looking quite interesting. Different again. Tomorrow's my day off, even though today's been a long day. I'm going to have a little bit of a rest in the morning, and I might do a couple of art pieces, or even spend a day mixing up some paints ready to do some the following days. But this is actually coming out quite alright. So I need to try to do some that is a little bit more time consuming while it's my day off. So then when I have days that I am at work, I can do the more ones that are a bit more easier and a bit more quicker to get done. So I'm going to pause this and bring you down. So here we go. Quite interesting. Definitely different to what I had planned. The colours aren't exactly what's in the camera. The colours are more richer in real life. The colours are just a little bit more bland. So here's the areas where the colours have mixed a little bit more, but they're not overly muddy, they just are blended. Come across and we've got the nice orange and red lines through to blues, teals or aquas, purples, and then the light purple with some interesting little features down through there. I feel that this painting is upside down on this way. I think that Hughes had the right way up before. I'd have to turn it around a couple of times and have a look from different angles. But this is tonight's one, so I hope you enjoyed it. Have a good evening. Subscribe, share, like, and leave comments. Happy to hear from what you got to say. Have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.